Hey guys, welcome back to Paracord Planet and happy Halloween. Today we've got a scrap paracord challenge. We're going to be making paracord candies. This project is both trick and treat because you can't actually eat it. Let's get right into it. So if your trick-or-treating experience has been anything like mine, half of your candy bag is going to be made up of Tootsie Rolls. So we're going to start with that. I've got colored pigskin. We're going to be using the barrel knot. So starting with one end of your cord, lay it across two fingers like this. Hold it down with your thumb, then make an X across those fingers. Do 4 wraps of this X, going back towards the left. And then when you come around the 5th time, we're going to take the other end of the cord and put it through the middle of all that. Once that's all there, take it off your fingers. And then I'm just going to kind of spin the extra around the knot to tighten it down. We don't want any of those wraps to loop over each other. And then we'll pull the excess through the middle of the knot by pulling on the right side. Tighten that down nice. And then we're going to clip it with my scissors a little farther from the end than we normally would to melt. So I'm going to do almost a 1/2 inch. Do that on the other side too. Now we're just going to fray those ends nice. Once you have it frayed all the way, kind of flatten it with your fingers, fanning it out like this. And then so it holds that shape, we're just going to be melting the ends. As soon as you melt it, I'm going to kind of press it flat. This works best with the pliers so you don't burn your fingers. There we go. Our standard Tootsie Roll is done. Probably the next most common candy that you'll have in your bag is bubblegum. So we're going to make the classic wrapped bubblegum. We're going to use that single strand diamond knot that we've done in a recent tutorial. So to go over that again, make a loop and another one overlapping it. So we've got our pretzel here. Then with our working end, we're going to weave our way across by going over the first cord, underneath the second, over the third, and underneath the fourth. Pull it through until we've got, another loop here on the right side. Make sure you don't lose your tail end. Then we'll take our working end again, bring it over our standing end, and then over that first cord, underneath the second 2, and up through the middle. And we'll slowly tighten that down. Sometimes you have to feed the rope through strand by strand, like we did with our Tootsie Roll. Slowly does it on this, so that it turns out right. There we go. And then again, we'll clip our ends and flatten them. There's our bubblegum. Our last paracord candy is probably the most stereotypically Halloween and the most controversial. Whether you like them or not, you've probably eaten candy corn. Every Halloween, you can't let tradition down, even if it's the worst candy in the world. We'll start by making the frame out of white. Go ahead and make a big overhand knot by just looping your cord once around and up through the hole. You want about 6 inches left on your working end to weave with. So straighten out your standing end so that it's your working end that wraps around. Then wrap it all the way behind the back. And now we'll go into our fishtail. So each time we'll dip down through the middle of our loop. Because there's not much white on the end, we just need one weave back and forth of that. Next is orange. So where our working end of our white points up, we're going to put the end of our orange the opposite direction, going down through the middle. We'll do the same thing with the orange, except we're going up through the middle this time. We'll go 2 each direction. So there's our first. See if I can keep all the extra cords out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. There's our first back and forth, with our tail hanging out here. And then we'll do one more. And we're not going to come up through the middle for that last one because we want to end our cord on the back side. So go ahead and tighten down all of your cords. You can pull on both sides of the orange to tighten it and scrunch it up towards the top of that white portion. Lastly, we're going to be putting on our yellow. Again, we'll be going down through the middle. Just leave a little bit of a tail end that's not going to pull through. And just like we did with the orange, we'll go up through the middle. And we'll go 2 each direction on this as well. And we will come up through the middle on the last one for the yellow. Go ahead and tighten that down a little bit too. So now we're kind of holding onto a lot with our right hand. You can let go of most of that. Our standing in with the white, you can now pull that through to cinch down the frame. Don't cinch it too tightly, because we still have to wrap around this orange cord that's not anchored yet. So make sure you have room for that. And then we're going to be cutting all of these ends and leaving this orange one for last before tightening down the white a little bit more. Once you melt one end of any color, you can pull the other end to get it all tight. It's not quite taking shape yet, but we'll kind of work with that as we go. There we go. Then before we finish off, we want to pull that white cord a little bit more. Kind of flatten out this back yellow part to make it wider. I have to work this white part through a little bit. And then you can clip the end of the white. There's our completed candy corn. So our candy is all ready for Halloween. We went through a couple different varieties here. We got our Tootsie Rolls, our bubblegum, candy corn, and even some pixie sticks. But we all know which ones are the most important. The vanilla Tootsie Rolls. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really had fun making it. If you guys want to buy Paracord for yourself to make these, we'll put a link down in the description. Otherwise, have a safe and happy Halloween. We'll catch you next time.